What if I told you that one student studies for just 30 minutes a day, gets 8 hours of sleep, enjoys a social life, and still finishes in the top 5% of the class, while another studies 4 to 5 hours every single day, sacrifices sleep, barely sees friends, and still struggles to get average grades? The difference isn't intelligence, it isn't hard work, and it definitely isn't luck. The difference is how they study. Before we begin, I want you to rate your current study method from 1 to 10. Remember that number, because by the end of this video, you might never study the same way again. A few years ago, I believed that the longer I studied, the better my grades would be. So, before one of my biggest exams, I studied for almost 12 hours straight. My desk was covered with coffee cups, every page of my textbook was highlighted, and my notes looked perfect. I felt productive. But when I sat down for the exam, my mind went completely blank. That's when I realized something that changed everything. Looking productive isn't the same as actually learning. Most students don't actually study. They just feel like they're studying. They highlight entire textbooks, reread the same chapters over and over, and spend hours making beautiful notes they'll never look at again. It feels like progress, but almost nothing sticks. That's because your brain doesn't learn by simply seeing information again and again. It learns by using that information. Top students understand this. They don't spend more time studying. They spend their time studying smarter. Instead of constantly rereading, they test themselves, solve practice questions, and explain concepts out loud as if they're teaching someone else. Every time your brain struggles to recall information, it builds stronger memories. That struggle isn't a sign you're failing, it's the reason you're learning. If you want better grades without studying all day, start doing this. Study in focused sessions of 30 to 60 minutes, then take a short break. Before opening your notes, try to recall everything you already know. Spend more time answering questions than rereading chapters. Teach the topic out loud, even if you're teaching an imaginary student. And before going to bed, spend just 5 minutes reviewing the key ideas. These simple habits can completely change the way your brain stores information. Now think back to the score you gave your study method at the beginning. Would you still give it the same rating? Or did you realize you've been working hard but not working smart? Because the students with the highest grades aren't always the ones who study the longest, they're the ones who study the right way. If this video changed the way you think about studying, make sure to subscribe, because the next video might completely change the way you learn forever.